Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we will be learning how to make a beautifully crocheted edge for any piece. I crocheted this medium-sized fragment, and this is what I will use to show you how to beautifully crochet an edge. And the second option I demonstrate will be a piece made with needles, which will also get an edge. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything interesting, and let's get started. Follow the link in the description for a step-by-step guide on how to make your first $1,700 crocheting even by tomorrow with the help of my own techniques. All right, so I already started crocheting. And I will show you how you can beautifully crochet an edge. You see, over on this side, we get a very good-looking seam. For starters, we will make this beautiful seam for the edges, and then we will move on to crocheting the edge onto it. How is the seam made? Each stitch of the previous row, we simply crochet the connecting stitches like this. And do so until the end of the row. There's nothing complicated, simply crochet the connecting stitches. This is the beginning of crocheting it. In order to get a beautiful seam like this from the other side. All right, here's what we get. This comes out as our back side, a braid like this, while the facing side has to be this, where the seam is. Meaning, when you start to crochet around the piece, you need to be careful and check for where your facing and back sides are. All right, how do we continue? We make a turning chain stitch, reverse crocheting, and begin working on simple single crochets. So, here's our following stitch, and we insert the hook into it and make a simple single crochet. And here it is next. Next, meaning we now work single crochets into this braid. This needs to be done carefully. We have a beautiful edge like this. Now we'll crochet it until the end, which is nothing complicated. So now we need to accurately crochet the posts into this laid out chain we have. And so this is what we got. This is considered the backside, but it looks just as good. So if anyone wants it to be the facing, it can be. The facing row looks like this, so it really is just a beautiful row of stitches. And next up comes the actual edge application. It turns out straight, doesn't fold in, and looks like a cute row of stitches. This edge as well as the piece are crocheted with a hook, but now I'll demonstrate how to crochet an edge for a piece made with needles. All right, here's the example of this, knitted with needles. Now we'll crochet this edge, so we have one which is tightly crocheted. I closed the stitches, but this one over here is stretchier. And we will crochet it in order to give it shape and keep it away from stretching. I will use a different thread for this. Contrasting, so that you can see better. Secure it, we make the first stitch. And begin crocheting around. If the piece is quite stretched out, then you can crochet and skip every other stitch. That way it will bring itself together. I will be doing single crochets and skipping every other stitch for the parts that are extra stretched. Every other stitch, that way the piece will come in together little by little. The edge of the piece, and it won't stretch like this too much. There are a lot of ways of crocheting edges. I'm just showing the most simple ones for beginners. We crochet like this until the end. And so our crocheted edge comes together with simple single crochets. If you see that it's tightened way too much, then you can start crocheting every stitch. Here, from the back side. And here's facing. These are the most simple ways of crocheting edges for a piece. A more detailed description and other types of beautiful crocheted edges you will find in my catalog below the video. Subscribe and crochet with joy! Bye, everyone!